Hello and welcome back to These Blind Eyes 6580. If you haven't checked out my podcast lately, The Little MB, check it out. Episode 96 is a great episode with Leader Dogs for the Blind. It's very interesting, even if you can see, but if you're blind like me and some of the people that watch these videos, then guess what? It's good information to have because there's a lot more to get in a guide dog than you'd think. All right, now today I know it sounds like it's something easy, but it can be a pain in the butt for a lot of people. It's easy to do, it can be time consuming and a pain in the butt. So I'm going to be boiling eggs, hard boiled eggs, because for one, I want to eat a couple hard boiled eggs for my protein today. I'm going to be making a lot of eggs. In the pot here, I've only got 6. I'm going to also, in this same video, do an Instapot. So I don't know if Instapots have Bluetooth ones like some of the other appliances to where blind people can download apps so they can operate their toaster oven or stove or whatever. But if you have the ability to use an Instapot, whether it's through that or your site's just good enough to be able to use it, it's so much easier boiling eggs than that, just due to the peeling. Now, over the years, I've learned a lot of different tricks for peeling eggs when you boil them on the stove, like what I'm doing with these 6 here. I implement all of them. So the first trick is you put salt in your water. You need to make sure the water is up over the eggs. Check the eggs when you put them in. If the egg floats, it's a bad egg. But if it's still touching bottom, it's all right. If you have blood pressure, you're supposed to cut back on salt. Don't worry about salting your water because guess what? The eggs got shells. And you're taking the shells off. You're not eating the shells. So it doesn't matter if you put salt into the water or not. There's definite tricks to this. Other than that, it sounds easy to boil eggs, and it is. I'm going to be doing this in the pot, and after I'm going to get the Instapot rolling when I start to peel these eggs, but these are more time consuming because of the process. So you Instapot folks, sorry, but you're gonna have to. I'm not making 2 videos for this. That's just ridiculous to me. But you know what? Maybe I will, because then if you have an Instapot, you can just check out the Instapot, and if you don't, then you can do it like this. Most blind people that are totally blind like me don't have the ability to use an Instapot. I just have memorized the buttons and what to do. So, all right. So the first thing is, like I said, I got the eggs in my pot. I have salted the water. You cannot over salt it, but you don't need to be an idiot about it either. At least a tablespoon. I probably have 2 tablespoons in this for 6 eggs. Water over the top of the eggs. My eggs are not floating. I am putting the burner on the highest setting. Once it reaches the hard boil is when you start to keep track of the time. And you do it for 7 minutes. Then you're going to be using tongs. That's what I use. I guess there's other ways of doing it. But you're going to use tongs to take them out. And I may do it different this time too. I may use a colander so I can just dump it in, because I'm going to crack the eggs before I put them into the cold ice water anyway. So I may do that just to make it quicker. But anyways, I will be back when it's time to crack the eggs and get them into the cold water. So I will be right back. All right, I'm back, and it's been 7 minutes. I'm going to dump them in the strainer in the sink because I didn't want you to think I was joking about just dumping them, because I want to crack the shells before I put it in the ice water. And the ice water is just the same as your pot of water. That handle's hot, so I'm grabbing an oven mitt. You want the water to cover, ice water to cover the eggs. And I'm going to crack them. So I've got them dumped into the strainer. I just literally dumped them. I'm going to get a little dish towel to put down on kind of the water out of the strainer and from the eggs and whatnot. Now, the reason you want to crack these shells is because the cold water, if it gets between the membrane of the shell and the egg, it helps separate it. These are hot. If you can't handle it, I would suggest using those rubber dishwashing gloves or whatever. So I crack it on the end, each end, and then I am rotating it and kind of dropping it a little bit. And I'm switching hands because it's hot. And then I'm rolling it back and forth, just putting a little bit of pressure. You put too much, you're going to smash your egg. But I cracked it, now I'm dropping it in the ice water. Next egg. Rolling it back and forth, just like that. And once this is done, I'm going to be taking another break because it will be 10 minutes in that water, 10 to 15. 10 should do it, but that's how long you want to give it to cool the eggs down and give that water a chance to get between the shell and the egg itself. It'll make it easier. Whether you can also use a spoon, a metal spoon, like from your silverware set, a teaspoon, to help shell the egg. If you start it peeling and you're having trouble, and it's not perfect, but sometimes you can get a spoon and you want the cupped part of the spoon, you know, like if you're going to scoop up some peas or corn or something, you want that against the egg and try to work it under the shell. Sometimes that metal will actually help. But I'm going to be doing another dozen eggs in the Instapot because, like I said, I'm having some hard-boiled eggs for my protein today. And then I am going to be making some tuna salad with egg whites and making some egg salad. So it can be time-consuming with all of it, but I'm getting 3 meals out of this. So, and plus you can also make deviled eggs out of this stuff. I'll maybe do that in another video, but for this round of eggs, I'll be making a video for the tuna salad, how I make that, as well as egg salad. But now, I'm going to set my timer for 10 minutes because all my eggs are in the ice water, and I will be right back. All right, I'm back. Now, in all fairness, I guess some people leave their eggs in the ice water for 20 to 25 minutes. I've never found the use for that. It doesn't seem to make that much of a difference. So I am taking an egg out of the ice water. I've got a bowl here I'm going to peel into. Normally I do it over the garbage can, but making a video, can't really do that. I am rolling the egg again, trying to make sure of it being cracked proper. And I am attempting it without the spoon first, just to see how it goes. Now, if you're just eating the boiled eggs, or going to make egg salad or put it in a tuna salad, it doesn't really matter how pretty they are. It's deviled eggs that you're wanting the unscathed eggs. so they look decent. And a lot of people think I'm crazy for this, but it's weird. If I fry eggs, I do them over easy. I like the runny yolk. Or if I make my breakfast burritos in that kind of a way, which maybe I should do that sometime. Anyways, that one peeled perfectly. Trust me, that does not always happen. But I like eggs over easy when I fry them. I like that runny yolk. But as far as hard-boiled eggs, man, I don't care for the yolk that much. Now, you use the yolk if you're making tuna salad or egg salad or deviled eggs, but that's mixed in with everything. But just eating the yolk, a lot of times I'll slice the egg in half, just like I was going to make deviled eggs, and pop the yolk out. And just eat the egg white. I love the boiled egg white. Kind of weird that way. But after I'm done peeling these, what I'm going to do is rinse them off, because sometimes there's little pieces of shell that stick to it that you don't get and stuff like that. Now this isn't the prettiest, but man, most people ain't going to be able to tell the difference if that was a deviled egg. Now, if you rinse it off, some people are like, well, then you're getting the boiled egg wet, and that's gross. Use a dish towel, not a hand towel, a dish towel or a paper towel to pat them dry. But I'm telling you, if you get boiled eggs from someplace where they're already peeled and stuff, I guarantee you they've been in cold water. But yeah, peeling eggs can be time consuming sometimes. The Instapot, I just like it so much better because they peel so much easier. And you don't have to crack the egg shells before you do it. I just take the basket out of the Instapot and drop it in the cold water, and then I maybe only wait 5 minutes, just wait for it to get the heat off the eggs before I start peeling them. But technically that ain't boiling them, it's technically steaming them in a kind of a pressure cooker manner. So, but when you know, like I said, I'm on my third egg, and it doesn't sound like I've spent that much time doing it. But guess what? When you're doing 18 eggs, that's time consuming, Jack. But yeah, that's after I peel this one, I'm probably going to end the video, because do you really need to see me peel all 6 eggs, rinse them off? So, like I said, if you're in Instapots or you're looking, I'd try to find ones. I don't even know if they make them, but ask other blind friends and stuff like that. Have somebody who can help you research it. See if they make a Bluetooth Instapot. I know the company itself has went bankrupt, but the Instapot's not the only company that actually makes Instapots. It's kind of a generic name. Since I'm still talking, I'll go ahead and do another egg. It's kind of a generic name. So I have somebody help you look, because it's just so much easier and less time consuming. Because like I said, as long as once it's in the cold water out of the Instapot, I just take the whole basket. I do it different. I don't use the egg rack, which I'll explain all that again, I'm sure. But once you put it in that cold water, I'm telling you, as soon as they're cool, you can start peeling them. And the shells all but fall off in comparison. Doesn't hurt to know how to do it this way, though, either. If your power's out and you got a gas stove, guess what? If you got eggs in the fridge and your power's out for an extended period of time, you can light that gas stove and boil your eggs. So, All right, so if you have any questions about this, comments, concerns, whatever, don't hesitate to hit me up. The email is littlemb6580 at gmail.com. Until next time, y'all take care.